Now, joining us for more as the SABC marks 75 years of existence is Uyanda Siyotula, National Co-ordinator of Support Public Broadcasting Coalition. Good afternoon, Uyanda. So today, the SABC marks 75 years. You're among those, of course, who have supported the SABC, fighting for its editorial independence at every turn where it seemed as though it could be compromised. Firstly, your message on this key milestone.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for having me. It really is, such a huge milestone for the SABC to be celebrating, 75 years of, news and information, empowering the public and ensuring that, the citizens of South Africa are, continuously informed. I think, really my key message would be to really, stand together to ensure that the SABC does not, take a step back, but continues to enforce editorial independence and continues to ensure that, the news and information that people receive are credible and impartial, and to really live up to its slogan, which is something that we've also seen happening, in the recent years, living up to its slogan and really providing impartial news. So let's just, continue, just on that route.
I want you to indulge us just a bit more. I want to take you down memory lane to when you founded the Save Our SABC campaign on the 10th of June back in 2008. What was that which struck a chord and had you take the decision to say, we need to establish this campaign?
There were various issues. One of them was the fact that, Parliament wasn't playing an effective role in holding, the SABC executives and the board accountable. But one of them really that relates to, editorial independence. It was the issue of the blacklisting saga, which you would remember, where I think the Freedom of Expression Institute at that particular time had a case that was before, the ICASA's compliance and compliance committee and complaints committee. So one of the main objectives for SOS was to enforce accountability, because at that particular time you had the SABC management that was manipulating the news agenda in order to fulfill particular political agendas. And I think with the SABC coming from being a mouthpiece of government, we really wanted to make sure that, we don't go back in history where the SABC becomes a mouthpiece, and a tool for propaganda, but we wanted to ensure that, certain individuals are held accountable so that the news that the SABC produces is credible, yet, independent as well. So that was one of the core, aspects or objectives of SOS. And since then, editorial independence, of the public broadcaster has really been one of the core issues, that have been our main focus.
Then to the other current area of concern for you and many others, the SABC Bill. You supported the withdrawal of the bill. There were, of course, parliamentarians, including the Deputy Minister of Communications, Mondli Gugubela, who felt that unilateral decision by Minister Solimalatsi was also unconstitutional, at least according to them. And months after that withdrawal, there's been dead silence on all fronts. Your position on just this point where we find ourselves now?
It's really sad. It's really sad because, now the SABC is standing still. It doesn't have a funding model. It doesn't have an updated legislation that governs how it actually operates in the current digital age. So I think really it is a big problem, and we have recently written, letters to cabinet as well as, the Speaker of the National Assembly, really just saying that the SABC bill needs to be gazetted, at that withdrawal, because the minister followed every procedure according to the rules of the National Assembly to withdraw that particular bill. So, and one of the key issues, in fact, relating to the editorial independence that you spoke about, one of the key issues with that particular bill is the fact that it's taking the SABC back to, a place where there was limited editorial independence. It's actually proposing that the editor-in-chief becomes the CEO and not the head of news as it is currently. So, so those are some of the key issues that we're fighting about, because we want to continue to have, an independent, public broadcaster that also has an independent board, which is also some of the things that, are really problematic about this particular bill.
Uyanda, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon.